9.3 FM presented by St. Barnabas, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
Local news, local topics, local conversation. You're listening to AM Beaver County on 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and 1460 WMBA. Presented by St. Barnabas and streaming live at BeaverCountyRadio.com.
And we're back on AM Beaver County on this Tuesday morning, and we're now on Facebook Live and YouTube as well as Christine Kroger, the Executive Director of the Neighborhood North Museum Children's Museum of Play. I think, is that, am I close?
You're close. Well, and you're okay because we kind of changed the name for our grant process.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Neighborhood North Museum of Play is the actual
okay.
name of our museum.
Gotcha. So first of all, welcome, Christine. Thank you for coming back to talk about that.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Matt.
So you mentioned the grant. What exactly is going on? Because I know the last time we talked, it was sort of at the start of Neighborhood North's, reality coming into being in Beaver Falls. And before we get into the grant, let me ask you, how has the response been so far from the community?
Yeah, the response has been great. We actually opened to the public in November, and the response has been overwhelming. We are just delighted to see all the people coming in day after day. We started being open 3 days a week, and now we're open 4 days a week just due to public response, and so that's been fantastic. And at the end, I'll talk about our summer programming, but yeah, it's been great. We've actually been around since 2018, though, as a museum without walls, and then we're open during COVID to run Learning Pods for a year, and then have opened to the public, like I said, in November. So response has been really, really positive. So thanks, guys, for showing us some love. We love it.
Yeah, and that's interesting too. That you mentioned the that you've been a thing since 2018, and it's sort of gone through all these different transformations again, going from the transition, from the COVID era to now having a tangible sort of area.
Yeah.
And how's that transition gone for those who've been helping out?
It's been, I think, really generative, really encouraging to see that we had this idea, and I think for the community too, right? We had this idea, we took it from one space. I think Colby Cole had said it. It's been really encouraging to see that we've been sticking through, like during COVID, and responding to community needs in ways that are tangible and practical, but still close to our mission, right? We're about equitable education in our community through museum learning and through arts integration. And so we've been doing that in ways that are responsive to what the community needs at the time, and also driving our mission forward. And so we've been utterly blessed, actually, to be able to do that and to still be around here at this time and to get all of our folks who have been involved this whole time still kind of digging in and pushing forward through these really challenging times. Everyone's a little exhausted and a little worn out, but so I think the fact that we're still around and still doing the thing, and the community supporting us has been really encouraging from everyone.
That does sound fantastic, and again, it shows that not only is it are the kids getting involved, the parents getting involved, but the community leaders are getting involved.
Absolutely.
It's allowing this drive to bring it to this point where, again, like you said, the response has been overwhelming, and it's been a very positive experience thus far.
Yeah, and I like that you brought up the community leaders, because I think it's a matter of partnerships. You can't do this alone, and so the I think rich and deep partnerships that we've been developing, Beaver Falls is extremely collaborative. I mean, everyone is, I think, for the families and for our community, and that allows things to flourish and do well here and develop, I think, in sustainable ways, because everybody wants the best for our community, right?
Exactly.
That's important.
And you mentioned the idea of partnership and, trying to, get, assistance from wherever. Going back to the grant, and the grant is, what is this grant that you sort of brought up?
What is this crazy grant? Yeah, that came up all of a sudden, and we said, yeah, let's go for it. So it was, it's for a congressional appropriations funding through Connor Lamb's office, and it's for fiscal year 2023. And it's through HUD. So we're applying for almost $1 million in grant funding. It's the CDC is actually the applicant for that, and we're a partner with them. And it will be for opening up 2 floors of the Tribune building, and which will be the permanent home for Neighborhood North. That's been in the plan all along. We've been partnering with the CDC for that. Riverwise was a supporter of us in that, and so it was a three organizational partnership. And we had about 10 days to put this together, but it was about a decade, right, of people planning and organizing and fundraising to get there. So I think people heard like, 10 days to do this. How did you do that? But we've been working for a long time so that we were able to do it. I think it was just a really fun process. I think we worked well together and we collaborated, but what came out of it was just a lot of community support. We had almost 10,000 or 2,000 people sign a petition, which was great, both the online one and then handwritten ones. We had about 70 letters of support from all over the place, which was fantastic. And so I think, even if this grant doesn't come through, I think we have this really robust application together now. We have our narrative. We know we have all the pieces together to continue applying for these grants. And so I think that is really encouraging to us as a collective team.
That is very encouraging. And not to mention that, because I know, you mentioned the planning being, not that big of a stretch, because people say, 10 days. It's like, well, again, we've been doing this for so long and we've been immersed in this for so long. So it's just a matter of putting, pen to paper and putting it in what we do. But the part that got me when you said that was the 2,000 signatures that you needed in those 10 days.
Right.
That is super impressive. And that, I think, is a grand testament to how much people are, invested in, this process, because, again, they want to see, because, again, we've been echoing this. I had Mayor Johnson a while ago. I had Mayor Walker and even Mayor Albanese from New Brighton, and all of them have been saying the same things over and over again. Even Mayor Jackson from Rochester, which is, we need something for the kids. We need something for the kids in this community. And Neighborhood North has been a prime example of that, even just in its first few months in the tangible building, but again, over the last 4 years, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and I think that's what's been coming up through like all of the polls we've been doing, right? Is people want something for children, something that enhances public amenities, that can contribute to fuller, more vibrant life, right? And so definitely the museum does that. But they also say we want greater equity and excellence in public education. And so we really do both of those things. And so I do think that we are fulfilling an actual need. Something for, not just something for kids, but something that does something intentionally for kids and families in our community in both of those ways. But I think just getting back to the 2,000 signatures, we didn't just send out the polls. There was actual community activation happening. People were really going out into the streets and like telling people about the museum, and like in different spaces that were really really important. It was really fun to see, and it was just a collaborative effort. It was beautiful. People at McDonald's were like, hey, we want to talk about this for you, which is a really cool, that was just a very fun example of working together, and just how beautiful I think Beaver Falls community is in very diverse ways. So I was very appreciative of that. Yeah.
We're talking with Christine Kroger. She is the executive director of Neighborhood North in Beaver Falls. Now, you mentioned, you guys, putting in for this grant, and now it's a matter of whether or not it goes through. What is the process there as far as it going through?
Yeah, so I have not been involved in this grant process before, but it's great. Our sister city, Aliquippa, has gone through that before and has been able to kind of guide us in that. It goes through, and there's going to be a weaning process, and I'm not sure of the timeline. I think the timeline is just a little bit nebulous to us. Maybe a couple of months we'll hear if we go through the first round, and we're hopeful we will. And then it's up to the budgetary process for Congress as to when who will be chosen for that. So it could be up to a year then if you get chosen, if your grant it goes through. So from what I understand. Right.
So it'll be about a year or so when we find out
if you actually
get the grant money for this. And if that goes through, I imagine. Let me sort of back up here. I figured that the plan, regardless, is to, like you say, move into the old News Tribune building, but it's simply going to be a matter of timeline based on whether this grant goes through or not.
So this is not the only grant we're going to be applying for, right? So we'll be applying for multiple grants. But yes, our strategic plan is that we will be moving into the News Tribune building, and our timeline is about 3 years. So
3 years, okay.
Yep.
So 3 years is where it will go from where it is now.
Yeah.
To where it will be. It's just a couple blocks for those who are wondering where it's at.
Yeah.
But again, that's good news. That's good news to hear. And again, you don't try, you never know. So
exactly. Yeah. So we feel I think really confident maybe encouraged. Yeah. By this one, I think we have a really strong application, and I'm really hopeful.
And for your sake, I hope that goes through too, because again, it's shown that the community supports this. It's shown that, it's something that the people want. And, with that behind it, I think that gives it a strong sort of spirit heading into the throes of Congress, however far it goes. We're talking with Christine Kroger, and I know you did want to talk about the summer events coming up at Neighborhood North. We will do so after the break here on AM Beaver County.
Thank you.
The best of Beaver County is easy to discover. It's right here on your radio. Tune in Beaver County Radio or watch the best of Beaver County live on Facebook or YouTube video this and every Thursday from 11 to 11:30. The program is made possible by St. Barnabas. For over 3 years now, the show has been dedicated to shining light on the great things going on right here in your neighborhood and the people that are making it happen. This Thursday, enjoy conversation and insight from an intriguing lineup of guests who are creating excitement and having an impact right here in Beaver County. Your friends and neighbors at St. Barnabas are pleased to support the best of Beaver County. The radio broadcast will also be replayed each week from 11:30 to noon on Sundays on Beaver County Radio. Archived Best of Beaver County videos can be viewed on the WBVP WMBA Facebook page. It's your chance to encounter the best of Beaver County with host Mike Romai this Thursday starting at 11. For more information, visit beavercountyradio.com.
Herschel Walker is coming to Pittsburgh. Join St. Barnabas Charities as we honor legendary athlete, business owner, and author Herschel Walker at a Founders Day celebration Thursday, April 28th. Tickets are going fast and proceeds benefit the St. Barnabas Free Care Fund. Buy tickets online at stbarnabascharities.com or call 724-625-3770. That's 724-625-3770.
Make sure you tune into this one. It'll be a fun game with Connor McDavid going against Sidney Crosby. Game time is 7. Pre-game show at 6:30. The Penguins and the Oilers Tuesday night right here on the Penguins Radio Network.
Pittsburgh Penguins hockey on Beaver County Radio is brought to you by Moon Township Ford, St. Barnabas, Friendly Federal Credit Union, and the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority.
It's loose. Crosby to it. Backdoor for Gensel. Shoots and scores! Just like that. 2 goals in less than a minute.
The views and opinions expressed on WBVP and WMBA are those of the participants and host. They are not necessarily the viewpoint of WBVP and WMBA, its staff, management, and advertisers. Thank you for listening to WBVP and WMBA.
And we're back on AM Beaver County on this Tuesday morning. We're talking with Christine Kroger from Neighborhood North Museum of Play. I got it right this time.
Yep.
In Beaver Falls. And Christine, we were talking before the break about, the things going on with the grant and going through Congress and all that, sort of shifting back to Neighborhood North itself. You mentioned that there's a lot of summer programming coming up.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So we firmly believe in the power of play to connect people and to help people learn new things. And so we thought this summer we're going to do 9 weeks of camps with a different topic each week. These camps will be held 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, for an hour a day, from 11 to 12, most of them. The cost is included with the price of admission, and the topics range from podcasting for tweens to a Mommy and Me music camp to everything in between. So spaces are limited, so please do register. Everything can be found on our website at neighborhoodnorth.com. We're really excited about these learning opportunities, and they're all just super playful, most run by teaching artists. One is done by the Science Center, so we're just excited by these opportunities for you guys to come check out the museum as well. Memberships are also available at 3 different price points for families for different family needs. We also have gift cards available, so this is a great gift for families that you know of, especially larger families. We're also open Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 10 to 2. And we're considering extending our Thursday hours until the evening, and we'd love to hear from you. So if you have thoughts on that, we'd love to see that happen. Just make sure to message us on social media or through our website. And then the final thing is that we are part of Regional Remake Learning Days. Our day, we'll host a day from May 21st from 10 to 2. We'll explore different kinds of ways to make prints through printmaking, screen printing, block printing, and all those things. We'll also make our own paint from our garden stuff in the garden, like through flower petals. And that's a super fun day. It's a free event, so please come on out for that. If you could register, that's always helpful for us. And there will be snacks. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot that's going on this summer.
It's a lot, but our website's awesome. You can always just find tickets and register there. Follow us on social media. You'll see all that information there as well. So,
And of course, we'll have links to the website and also the social media links in our follow-up post at beavercountyradio.com. But all that going through, I mean, that is something that's very fascinating, because a couple things. Number one, that you guys have managed to be in conversation with the Science Center, which is a big thing. That's not an insignificant organization, and to have them come in and help provide all this information and education for these young folks in the area. And again, this is open to not just we talked about this last time. It's not just open to the people of Beaver Falls; it's open up to the people of Beaver County.
Well, people of Beaver County, we have folks coming from all over the place, from Allegheny County, Butler County, Lawrence County. So we have people really coming from all over the place. And just as you come in this summer, realize too that we're also working on new exhibits that we'll be rolling out in about 6 months from now too. So we're excited about those opportunities for our community and our learners. So.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome too.
Yeah.
And again, there's plenty of opportunities for those who want to get involved. And again, they can reach out to you. And again, it's cool because it's one of those things where we're talking about something that's already happening, but something that's going to be happening down the line, because I'm hearing new exhibits and more hours and a new building, and it just feels like this is an ever-evolving thing that Neighborhood North is turning into and becoming.
Yeah. Yes, we are very excited, and we're hoping that as we're doing that we're hearing from you, the voices of our community, so that is always reflecting who Beaver Falls is and who our kids and our families want to become.
Are you guys looking for volunteers or anything of that nature?
Oh, we are always looking for volunteers. Yes. I mean, and a lot of our folks are volunteers, right? Or have stepped on the board or done different things, or just even for a day. So yeah, we're always looking for volunteers.
And if they're interested, they would just contact you through the website or email, or wherever that would go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else on the horizon that you want to talk about as far as, I mean, I know you mentioned the summer events coming up. Is there anything coming up in the next couple of weeks that might be of interest?
Well, we run an after-school program. We went with Trails Ministries on Tuesday, so we'll be ending that. And I just wanted to give a shout-out to our after-school kids. They've been amazing and are just such a huge blessing to us. I just want to give a thank you to Bcrc. They come to us every Wednesday, and they just do a phenomenal job of helping us keep our space beautiful, and they're just a delight to work with. So I just wanted to give a huge thank you to them. And then every Tuesday right now from 10:30 to 11:15, we have a Mommy and Me music program at the museum. It's of course free of charge with the price of admission. So just come on down for that if you're available on Tuesday mornings. And I think that's all we have going on right now. We're just kind of ramping up for summer and know that it's really nice out kind of some days.
It's some days.
So just recognizing people might be going outside a little bit more, but we do have our garden outside too. If people want to kind of plug in and connect with us with the gardening program, that would be great.
Again, music, gardening, and there's something for everybody at Neighborhood North too. And I think too, it's fascinating because you hear a lot about places or schools that are sort of stepping away a little bit from the arts, and you guys are fully embracing it with these programs, which is a huge thing for the future.
Yeah, we're excited about what's possible with the arts integration. We have a teaching artist on staff, and we're bringing more of the teaching arts in. We're connecting the teaching arts into the public schools as well, and we're really fortunate with the administration at our local school district that they are so open to that. I guess one initiative we should talk about really quickly is the Playful Learning Landscape. So we had that large grant last year, and we've been working through the process of creating installations. One installation is it just passed through the school board to go be installed at the soccer field. So one will be installed there in October. And this is learning in public spaces. So museum exhibits that are installed in public spaces with learning goals in mind. And then one will be installed at the 2nd Avenue Playground. And so we're really excited about those two things. So we're in the process now. We had a local team of artists kind of design these with Temple University and the Infant and Child Lab. So we've been kind of doing that for this whole year. And then they'll be fabricated now and then installed, near October. So that's really exciting. So look forward to that. We'll be posting about that in the coming weeks and telling a little bit more about those things too. So we think museum learning should be accessible to everyone, even if you're not in our museum space. We think it should be out in the public space too. So
I agree with that, and on top of that too. Again, you mentioned the things going on. We with 2nd Avenue Playground, and it's connecting with stuff going on 8th Avenue, and it's sort of, bridging that gap because, a lot of people are thinking, it's just, Beaver Falls, 7th Avenue, in and out. Nope, not at all.
Nope.
It's a matter of the entire community coming together and, having this positive impact throughout all the spaces of the county.
Absolutely.
Or the city, rather.
Yeah, and supporting our kids, right? In really, I think, connected ways, like you're saying, in our families. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very excited for all that coming
me too.
forward. And again, neighborhoodnorth.org, I believe, is
.com.
.com. And again, we'll have the links up there. You can just click on it and put it there as well. And Christine, thank you so much for coming in today to talk about this. And again, blessings on the grant and blessings going forward for everything that Neighborhood North is doing.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me.
I
It's always a
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Yeah.
Always. Anytime you want to come back.
Thanks.
That's Christine Kroger. She's the executive director of Neighborhood North Museum of Play in Beaver Falls. And coming up next on Beaver County Radio, it is a Tuesday edition of Teleforum. You can talk to Eddie Crow about the issues going on in Beaver County around the world at 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Of course, you can always stream live at beavercountyradio.com and on our Facebook and YouTube as well.
If you didn't get the big tax refund you were looking for this year,